Cheers, mate. Sorry, I fucking shite at this. Yeah, no, you just got super unlucky, dude. If you're like a tiny bit quieter, I wouldn't have heard you. It was that last little rustle when you turned on in the bush that I caught you on. You just got unlucky, but GG's, man. Take it you're doing a task. I see you have a marker on you. Where'd these fuckers go? Okay, I got two more fucks here because they're fighting each other. So I'm gonna die. I do not have meds for this shit. Okay, no bleeds. That's something. It's not good. It's at least a fucking two-man hunting me. I think it's a two-man who got in a fight with a three-man. Or one solo. I guess at this point they've killed the solo, and now it's just me stuck on my own. Fractured fucking arms. Fuck. God damn. Oh, I cannot do anything right in this goddamn game. I don't know load the damage there. I should have went from a shot quicker. I could have had the fuck. I played that so fucking badly. God damn it. I'm coughing, it was fucking long and everything, and I still couldn't finish the fucking fight. Fuck! Why didn't I just shoot? Why the fuck didn't I just shoot? Why didn't I just take the EMP and fucking mince the cunt? Like... Ah! Such an easy win. I fucked it. Such an easy win. Couldn't have been an easier fucking win there. God damn! Fuck! One left, I want to race anyway. It's a fucking condo thing. Still just aggressively pushed. So should I? Maybe the cunt was just waiting for a fucking proper clean shot, and I shouldn't have. Correct. 7 PM to the right now. Summon up. Oh, she knows. close. This last doesn't even hit this time. Just weird. Well, I'm not hearing much shooting either, which is even weirder. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna PM6, you're not reacting now.
Вот хуйло, тебе! Ты что мотишь, хмырь?
Yeah, okay. Then you got like a kill shot on them, so. I'm not gonna worry about it. They're on. There's probably more value in killing them fuckers, but I got a bit of value on me now, so. I need to go just for the fucking thing graphs when we start them. Feel so much shit in my stash though. T-plugs and QR batteries. I know there's a crap for car batteries, but I think it's like one of the big ass military batteries. Which are probably a stupid price than that. Okay, no, I won't check up because I'll buy one is probably about $1 right now. Use that for trade, stop the pressure on it.
Ты ебагла!
Someone shot at him. It's like 30k for suppressor. I can put suppressor now. It's okay. I got a gun. Fucking at your nose.
I'm sure I'll have to do that over again when we go through the college level stuff. But I am going to cover all of John and Jane's entire 100-minute long collection of newspeak propaganda pieces, one distortion skit at a time. So strap in for the long haul. It opens with the complaint that learning evolution in high school has caused some intellectually honest kids to think rationally. And we can't have that because it diminishes the power and influence of the church. So they promise to present evidence for what they say is an obvious case for the God of the Bible. Well, you can't call it obvious if it's not even apparent. Of course, there is no evidence for the God of the Bible. Plenty against it, though. Arguments are not evidence, especially not when they are all logical fallacies, which are all these kids have, apart from frauds and falsehoods. And all of that will be immediately and painfully obvious as soon as you hear from John and Jane.
I am evolution. I am random chance accidents that bring this purposeless nothing, which somehow leads to everything.
That's not how evolution works.
I show order and completion.
There is already so much wrong with both halves of this argument that it's hard to know where to start and when to stop. First of all, this reminds me of something that I saw on TV years ago.
So you're calling God a liar, an unbiased comparison of evolution and creationism. Let's say hi to two books. One, the Bible, was written by our Lord. The other, The Origin of Species, was written by a cowardly drunk named Charles Darwin.
So the boy, John, says that creation is order and completion, including when God realized that he'd made a mistake the first time and had to shake up the Etch-a-Sketch to start over again with a big flood. Then he flubbed it again and had to level Sodom and Gomorrah with a volcano. And those weren't the only failures he made as the fables continue. Because having perfectly infallible knowledge of the future doesn't mean you're not still going to do something you already know you're going to regret later on.
I'll do it, but I'll probably hate myself in the morning.
Remember that according to the sacred fables, the earth was the very first thing to exist at the center of the universe. But we are expected to ignore everything the Bible says about the sun orbiting the earth and the firmament and all of that, to believe instead that everything everywhere, 11 jillion galaxies, hundreds of millions of light years away, were all created just for us earthbound humans to worship a magic imaginary being for just a few thousand years before this God of theirs wads his creation back up into the wastebasket. And John here thinks this indefensible absurdity counts as order and completion. Meanwhile, the girl, Jane, is obsessed with having a purpose externally imposed upon her. And to my experience, believers commonly have this fixation. They have to imagine that they're so important, they're the reason the universe exists. They insist that there can be no accidents, that everything happens for a reason, not understanding how that actually argues against free will. It's like the very first argument of this kind I ever had in my whole life when I was 8 or 9 years old, and I tried to explain to my grandparents how Genesis 2 and 3 were obviously only metaphorical. My grandpa was outraged and said, Well, then, what's the meaning of life? And I said, well, that's a stupid question. It's like when the fortune teller casts the chicken bones or the tea leaves or shuffles the tarot cards and then pretends to read what they mean. They don't mean anything. The shuffling and mixing before the cast were all designed to be completely random. But I note that believers often have to imagine a purpose-driven life, that everything happens for an intended purpose, as if life is just a play and we are merely players and you'd better stick to the script. Rod Serling wrote it. A rod existed before the story began, and he continued after it was over. And he knows everything we're going to do before we do it, and he already knows who is going to be punished in the end for doing whatever Rod made us do. It isn't rational at all, but believers seem to have a deep-seated emotional need to believe something like that. I don't see what the appeal is. I just don't get it. I mean, we all know people who do dumb things, self-destructive, stupid things regularly that would never even occur to us to do ever at all. And the only thing we can say to them is, hey, have you considered maybe not doing that stupid thing you always do anymore? Why do they do that? You don't know. You wouldn't do it yourself, so how could you know? And why do believers believe? I don't know. But it looks to me very much like when an addict goes off to feed their addiction, and their attempts to proselytize to get me to believe in their God sound to me a lot like a junkie offering to share their needle. Anyway, back to the distorted injustice already in progress.
I had to break a few scientific laws to get here. The law of conservation of mass energy, which says new matter of energy can never be created nor destroyed.
Except that evolution doesn't teach that at all. Evolution is a theory of biodiversity, of descent with inherent modification.
Oh god, the price
That
has
means
dropped
it's an
again.
aspect of
Okay, let's
population
take them off and
genetics
sell
that
them
has
for 104.
absolutely nothing to do with whether matter, energy, or the universe had a beginning. And she says this because she conflates evolution with atheism, ignoring all the Christians working in evolutionary biology and genetics, and more Christians in astronomy, cosmology, and particle physics, to instead pretend that if you don't believe in a six-day creation by incantation, then you're going to hell, even if you're a God-fearing Christian, just because you accept evolution. But evolution doesn't teach that, and evolution isn't atheism, and neither is cosmology, and cosmology doesn't teach that either.
The law of causality, which says that every effect must have an equal or greater cause. Yet I ask you to believe that everything came from nothing.
This from the girl who believes in creation ex nihilo, out of nothing. So she's the one who believes that, not the atheists. Now, Stephen Hawking may have said something like that once upon a time, decades ago, but several cosmologists now disagree with him. And I don't know any physicist alive who believes that everything came from nothing. Not even the author of this book with the tongue-in-cheek title. Don't judge this book by the cover, and don't conflate evolution with atheism, nor with cosmology either, and don't accuse us of believing what only you do.
Not to mention the law of biogenesis, which says that life always comes from life. Yet I teach that life came from non-living matter.
Except that there is no law of biogenesis. As I explained in the last episode, the law of biogenesis and the biogenetic law were both proposed by different scientists at about the same time in the 19th century, and both were soon discredited. In fact, Ernst Haeckel's biogenetic law actually lasted longer than Rudolf Virchow's law of biogenesis. If you look it up on biology online, you'll see that they have both laws and their definitions listed together under the same heading, as if they're both the same thing. And it says that the law of biogenesis has been discredited. That happened over a century ago, but creationists still have not updated their information.
I never go against these scientific laws because I'm created by the one who made the energy, the great cause that made all the effects, the living God who created life, matter, the laws of nature, and all things.
Brave it, fuckers.
Let me get this straight. Creation doesn't break the first law of thermodynamics, which says that matter and energy can neither be created nor destroyed, because God, the great unsupported assertion, created what can't be created. So it did break that law, and the law of causality, since an imaginary phantasm using supernatural magic is a lesser cause than anything in reality. If you want to pretend that the law of biogenesis applies here, then God broke that law too. Because we all know that there was once a time on this planet when there was as yet no life, and then there was. So we all believe in abiogenesis. And science says that that happened naturally. Religion pretends that it happened magically. So creation never goes against any of these laws? Instead, it just ignores and breaks all of them shamelessly? Or are you evoking the special pleading fallacy that it's okay when God does it?
I am marked by an invisible past.
No. As a student of paleoanthropology, I can tell you that what we actually do know about archaeology and paleontology and the sub-branches thereof now provide volumes of information to reveal a pretty clear picture of the distant past. If you want to see an example of an invisible past, look at the Bible, where some of the names of the people and places may be real, but none of the central characters nor any of the events can be verified at all. And most of the important stories can't be matched to any part of history because they don't fit, and they evidently never really happened. That's what an invisible past looks like.
Fossils show none of my expected in-between forms.
Wrong. The fossil record has revealed all of our predicted transitions decades ago. When I started my channel, I showed a list of a few hundred intermediate transitions, even according to the strictest definition of that word. And we're about to publish an update to that list that is now in the thousands. And it includes every intermediate in the human evolutionary lineage that we could ever ask for, and more.
I am witnessed in the book that tells how I came about, the Bible.
Don't you love how believers pretend to witness things they've never really seen? They argue against science by saying, "Were you there?" But they believe in man-made mythology that was written by people who obviously were not there because they didn't know what they were talking about. And they got everything unambiguously wrong.
I am talked about in almost every science textbook. Their information often changes and disagrees, but it's all the truth. At least for today.
It's truth today, just like it was truth yesterday and still will be tomorrow. That's the difference between an authoritarian dictate and an investigation. Science doesn't change that often, nor that much, but it does
Shushed!
because it's
Buddy!
always improving.
There's no one there.
It's like playing a game
Buddy!
of 20
Shut up!
questions. Every question changes your understanding, but also refines it as you winnow fact from falsity and zero in on the actual factual
up!
truth.
My book has stood the test of time. Like the God that revealed it, my truth
God damn.
never changes.
The fact your truth never changes is not a strength of religion, dude. It's probably one of its biggest weaknesses. That's the only weakness. Make no mistake. There's plenty of weaknesses. Okay. Let's see, can we go right and get this tank out of the way quick? Ambulances. This tank down right back left, the other tank. Then it's the short ambulance, which is gonna be tricky. Quite possibly fatal, but one down. Second sniper to go. God damn. So I grabbed the wrong mag. Yep, I did. Okay. Back.
Кепка! Вон оно пыль! Вон он!
Did one of them just shotgun his teammate? God damn it. Fuck! Hate fucking
Not even
shoreline.
the mistakes that are still in your book that was disproved over
Fucking
and
hate
over
this
on
map.
different points over the last couple thousand years, and it was never truth to begin with. The truth is what the facts are, what you can show to be true, and your book doesn't have any of that. We know for certain that the global flood of Noah's Ark and the Tower of Babel never happened as described. Neither apparently did the Exodus, and the Adam and Eve story is an entirely fictitious fairy tale adapted
Fucking
from
hate this
stories in
map.
elder mythology with not even a kernel of truth in any of them. As Mark Twain put it, the Bible has some noble poetry in it, some clever fables, some blood-drenched history, some good morals, and a wealth of obscenity, and upwards of 1,000 lies. But little or no discernible truth.
I am clever storytelling. If what you see doesn't fit with what I'm saying, we'll make it fit. I only need a small amount of evidence to be considered true, because everyone knows them.
Evolution is not a story, like creationism is just a story. There is no actual data that doesn't fit with evolution, where nothing at all fits with creationism. But religious apologists, including you, John and Jane, are the ones who will shamelessly try to make it fit, even though it doesn't fit and can't fit. You just gotta believe it anyway, somehow, and any excuse will do. That's what apologetics means. Systematically making up excuses to rationalize or justify discrepancies in Scripture and to automatically and thoughtlessly dismiss any and all evidence against your a priori assumption. Meanwhile, we have literally tons of overwhelming evidence from many independent fields confirming evolution, and you have not even a small amount of evidence. You have absolutely none. There is not one actual fact which you can show to be both true and indicative of a magical creation over biological evolution. Nothing whatsoever. All you have are frauds, falsehoods, and fallacies, and that's it. That's all. Yet, nearly half of America wants to believe in creationism instead. No one believes in evolution because they want to. No one should believe in evolution at all. It's not a belief, it's science, so you should understand it instead. We don't care if you believe it. But, as you are demonstrating right now, you can't disprove or dispute it. If you won't even understand what the theory is, or says, or requires, or predicts, and you don't know anything about it, because your preachers don't want you to.
I am the search for truth, the narrow path.
No, you're not. If you cared about the truth at all, you would reject faith as the most dishonest and auto-deceptive position it is possible to have. You wouldn't let yourself be fooled into believing anything that is not evidently true, and you certainly wouldn't claim anything to be the truth unless you could show the truth of it. Because otherwise, how could you know if it even is the truth? Remember Honest Abe. If you make an assertion without being able to show and thus know whether it is true or false, then you are a liar, even if you happen to guess correctly, which you didn't. You're just wrong and in the wrong.
Even when you're given amazing evidence I was made by the creator of all, most will not acknowledge me.
Because most people don't like to be lied to. You said there's amazing evidence of creation. I'm amazed you think there is evidence. There isn't any. But there is plenty of evidence against creationism, all of it. It is dishonest to assert baseless speculation as though it was a matter of verifiable fact, pretending to know things no one even can know. Those are both called lying, and that's what all religions do. It's what they're all based on. Everything you just said, every sentence either of you have uttered so far was wrong, and not just a different opinion, but factually false. Other people can see that too and see right through what you're doing. Thus, you're doing my work for me, helping me to make more atheists.
You'll be popular if you believe in me, even if I'm wrong. Which, of course, I'll cleverly cover.
If this were a two-way conversation, I would challenge Jane to show me one time when evolution was ever wrong, and she wouldn't be able to do that. So evolution never had to cover being wrong, and she wouldn't be able to show me that either. I know this girl is pretending to be evolution, but I'm not going to address her as such. I'm going to call these two what they are. Meet the dynamic duo of straw man and gaslight.
You will be ridiculed if you believe in Jesus the Creator, but in Him there is hope and purpose.
No, there really isn't. And no, you won't be ridiculed for believing in Jesus. Not in a country that is overwhelmingly Christian. Sorry if that diminishes your wish to feel persecuted. But we're not talking about Christianity right now. We're talking about creationism, a form of religious extremism which requires a denial of reality. In this case, it's a denial of evolution, deep time, and cosmology, at least so far. Statistically, globally, most Christians are evolutionists, and most evolutionists are Christian. Belief in creationism, however, is a minor subset, a lunatic fringe, if you will, and it means being demonstrably wrong. You will be ridiculed for that, just as you would be if you announced that you still believed in Santa Claus, because being persecuted does not mean being validated.
I am a fingerprint of the eternal God, and you are a reflection of His image.
If I'm a reflection of God, then I guess it must be His right eye that's the lazy one. But no, early on, man created gods in his own image. But you, John, cannot be your God's footprint, because you're real, and your God is only imaginary, a fictitious phantasm.
I am freedom. I free you from having to be responsible to anyone but yourself.
Once again, evolution is not atheism, and atheism is not the freedom from responsibility that Christianity is. This is another case of the pot calling the silverware black. While secular humanists are typically atheists striving to resolve humanitarian issues, knowing, for example, that our rights are not God-given, and nor does God write or enforce the law. In either case, our laws and our rights are determined and defended by people. And Christianity, however, seems to be all about denying responsibility for anything. You don't actually have to help anyone. You can just pray or effectively wish upon a star that they might get the help that they need.
Oh, that's a sniper popping off at someone. He's popping off at me, then they're more broken than I thought they were. Me and Bridge having a crack at something. Power of the shape, my nose. Broken the fuck out. He coming this way? I can't really tell. Yeah, we got something up there. Where's this fucker? Fuck this guy go. Fuck, is he still seeing me? Heard that. Actually able to see me. They need to fix these fucking snipers. Holy shit, man. I get they're meant to be strong, but there's a point where it just becomes taking the fucking piss.
вообще не помешало бы это. Кепка!
Hey, Manny. Ew. Fucking balls these cunts want to. Alright, 2 dead bitches. Lovely. Don't you worry anything, someone else was through here at some point. It's actually the heads of the fuck. I don't have time yet. Lovely job. You're loaded. What do you got? Morphine.
Good morning.
Ayo. Where the fuck did I put them PS rounds? I just grabbed them. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, grab that. Grab that. What's that? Is that a new helmet? Oh, not a new helmet, but an expensive one. Can I fit my night viz on it? Yes, I can. Come on, loot boxes, give me something good. Safe key. Okay. He's there. Don't know what safe you're for, but any safe the key's named safe usually is pretty good value. big extract here. Nope. Okay. Nothing in there. I guess a jacket room I've got, yeah. Literally nothing in jackets. Fucking cunts. killed him, but should have had him enough time to get him to fucking leave me alone. AK-74U against the sniper scout was not all that effective. Doesn't quite have the required range. I think that was a scav. Yeah, I was gonna say.
You still in your raid?
Yeah, I'm working with the exit bit by bit.
Alright, I'm gonna do a scav run.
I think it's kills at the AK. I believe I'd probably do a quick scav off this though, man, because I want to get my rep up, because it's in the fucking toilet, because some Taj cunt decided to try to take me on, causing me to knee-jerk reaction blast his fucking head off. An asshole. Fuck it. I'm low on ammo. I'm not risking taking that fight. Not my guy has a ridiculous amount of loot on him. Wow, not a ridiculous amount. Enough though that it's not worth me taking that fucking fight. Thank fuck that killed him. Cause I think I'm actually out of fucking ammo now. Yeah, I've got like 10 fucking rounds left. And these fuckers got any decent AK ammo on yous? No. You're rocking a Saga. Fuck you. No good to me. Need that tar cooler for the fucking thing. What was your that? What are you? Drop, drop, drop. Keep you. Keep you. Keep you. Drop you. Grab you. Stick you there. Top that leg up. This is getting real fucking tight. You keep moving. I ain't got time to fuck about with this. I with a minute to spare.
magic. You don't have to be responsible for polluting the environment or
Where you Scav
overpopulating
running at?
19 kids in counting.
Anywhere.
You can't provide
I
for
don't
all
want to
the
even
tasks.
particular thing in my after,
And
so.
that Jesus will come back any
I've
minute
stuff for
now.
tasks, but like
Most
nothing
everything
particular.
Anyway. And you may not
Damn!
have to atone for any wrong you've done either.
13
God is against the
scavs
judge that
in one
Jesus
run,
has
so I only
forgiven
have
you.
to get how many more
You
for
can
the
just do
fucking
the
thing?
very opposite of everything Jesus told you to do, and do everything the Bible told you not to do, and still pretend as if Jesus is your personal friend, even if you were the worst person you know. But atheists don't have these excuses that religious people do. We don't get to say that the devil made us do anything. We own our responsibility, where believers shirk theirs and try to project their own faults onto anyone but themselves.
Freedom to die.
We all die, Spunky, even Christians. Being dead isn't the problem, it's how you get
So
there.
that.
Writhing on the floor, clutching your chest, straining for that last breath. Even Christians endure that. Pretending otherwise doesn't change anything. Make believe all you want, but you're still going to die.
I point to the one who gives freedom to live, freedom to be loved by the one who knows you inside and out forever.
No, you represent a death cult, wherein believers are commanded to hate their families and forsake the pleasures of this one life that we really do get in favor of some impossible posthumous promise of another life that we have to imagine that we're only going to get after we die, such that our real lives and loves are wasted, longing for our looming death.
I reflect a society that declares we don't need God.
No, once again, evolution is not atheism. Our society here in the U.S. is predominantly religious, being mostly Christian
You know,
and Catholics, along with Hindus,
Scav
Sikhs,
Shoreline
Jews,
Reserve
and so on.
Customs.
And most of that entire
I think, like I say, I've
majority of
not
Christians
nothing particular I'm
accept
after at the
evolution
minute, so
as well.
nothing to have to get off a certain map anyway.
If
So
we must use that word.
We would not use that word because all gods are magical, anthropomorphic immortals, and we humans have a limited lifespan without any
how
miraculous
much is an
powers.
alpha rig selling for at the
The
minute?
very idea that
not
we
too
are
bad.
our own gods is senseless and stupid.
Alright, we'll
I
Scav
reflect the
Reserve.
designer of everything from this vast universe to the
Okay.
smallest particle.
You say that while promoting a fable that says that the Earth was the first and still the biggest thing at the center of the universe, that the sun and the moon both orbit the flat disk world in the expanse of a solid crystal firmament that never existed. It's hard to keep
Second,
believing
I'm
in
just
the
making
Bible
room
after you've
for
read it.
His ways are far beyond our ways.
Anything at
He
the
doesn't
minute.
need us, but yet he calls.
Whenever he needs something, or rather, whenever religious leaders need something and need to convince their flocks that it's really for him. Have you noticed that God can supposedly create planets and dinosaurs and everything that humans can't make, but he can't make anything humans can make? He can't make a box, or a boat, or a book, or a building. And that's when he calls and somehow needs us to do his work for him. Almost as if he is only imaginary and can't really do anything himself.
Will you hear?
Do you hear his voice? Does it tell you to do things? If so, I wonder if some people's religious convictions could be cured or at least treated with Thorazine.
I am heard through the loudest voices. Rock stars, movie stars, even
Okay.
many of your teachers.
Not much room, but
Even
I've enough to do
powerful
a run.
religious leaders.
Powerful religious leaders representing the majority of Christians around the world. A fact that directly contradicts many of your earlier allegations.
Serve.
I am the still small voice
12:57.
calling you to follow the Creator and submit to Him as a Savior.
No, you are the very loud proselytizer, part of a faction that owns and controls practically everything
Oh.
at every level of state and federal government in this country
Fuck,
right
I'm
now.
hungry.
Perverting education in science, sex, and social studies to mislead and deceive children and demand unquestioned obedience from subservient, misinformed minions.
I call a fetus a glob of tissue, a choice.
I call it a masterpiece of the Creator from the very first cell, with a lifetime of choices to make.
Yeah, well, your God in the Bible and the Talmud says that a fetus is only water for the first 45 days after conception. From then until birth, it is considered to be a limb of the mother, specifically her thigh, and it may be aborted with God's approval and participation for no better a reason than a husband's insecurity that his wife may have cheated on him.
I am millions of years of death.
Death?
Yes. All the death through natural selection brought about life. Millions of years of death to get here. Death is my champion, and time and chance are his allies.
That's a strange way to pervert, reverse, and distort a theory that was published as both the origin and preservation of species in the struggle for life, wherein we could take pride in the fact that every one of our direct ancestors were survivors who lasted long enough to bear and rear young.
Yes, I, the creation, groan in pain because of sin and death. But death was the payment for the wrongs we commit, not a way to advance the world.
Wrong. Death was already built into the fable of Adam and Eve. Adam was given a choice whether to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, an obvious metaphor, clearly not a literal tree, or Adam could eat of the fruit of the tree of life. And if he chose that one, then he would live forever. He had to eat from one of them because he had to eat, or else he would die because he was mortal. Then when he chose the tree of knowledge, and God hates knowledge for some reason, then it says that God had to yank Adam out of the garden before he might eat of the other tree also, because then he would live forever. So Adam did not bring death into the world. He was created mortal and given a choice whether to know things or live forever as he was.
Yet within me is also evidence of new life.
A new life that only comes after death. So that your goal is not to live, but to die.
To conquer death, you only have to die. You only have to die.
The way I am sustained, the miracle of a tree growing from a tiny seed, all point to my Creator, Jesus Christ, the one who stretched out the universe and allowed his human hands to be stretched out and nailed to a cross to pay off that death sentence for me and for you.
There is no evidence pointing to Jesus. That's the circular reasoning of the question-begging fallacy. And even in the Trinitarian mythology, Jesus is not your creator. That was God the Father, better known as El, Allah, Abba, Yehovah. Jesus was the Son of the Creator, not the Creator himself. And the stretching out of the heavens refers to Yehovah shaping the giant crystal firmament that the people who wrote the Bible used to believe back then. And we know better now that we know that the world is round and that the sun is a star, and that and all of the stars are bigger than the earth and cannot fall to the earth like Jesus thought they could.
It's free for anyone willing to admit their wrongs and believe that he died and rose again.
So it's not available to everyone, not even everyone who is good and kind and charitable. Morality has nothing to do with this. It's only available to those who are good or bad, but believe in impossible nonsense for no good reason, who've bought the story and declare Jesus their Savior and don't have any evidence to back this up, but are blindly gullible, and that's why they're being saved. That's not very sound criteria.
Amazing life. Eternal life.
No thanks. I'd honestly
Yeah,
rather
what
just
was
die and
Oh,
stay
good night,
dead
G.
than to be trapped forever.
Oh, one day I bet
with
you're
God
already.
as a despot who also has an inexplicable inferiority complex, and he can read your mind.
You in,
No way
money?
to escape.
Yeah,
Even
man, where do you
suicide,
at?
because you
And
can't
top of
die.
hemorrhagic.
So there's no way,
Alright.
even
One
after
dead
eternity,
PMC completely stripped,
70
but
jillion
he had
years
someone left
times
the
the
dog
Google
tag
box,
on him
and
for
there's still
some
no
reason.
way to just let it end. Imagine the horror of that.
Believe
Check.
in me, and you can have
Cave
your own
evidence, see if there's any
relationship
dead
with
raiders
God
about.
and I will be served.
But I fully accept, understand, and can even prove the truth of evolution right now. But I still don't get my way. I still have to obey all the same laws as you do. It doesn't matter whether your God exists or not. History will be our judge, and the laws of society still apply to us either way. And nor would my death serve evolution in any way.
For when you die, there will be no reason for your random existence.
So when I die, then there will suddenly be no reason for the things I chose to do in life, the purpose I chose for my life, the things I built, the children I raised, and the other people I helped. How would my death undo all the good I've done in life?
Believe in God, and you will find ultimate purpose, the plan he had for you since the very foundation
Heading over
of
to
the
the
earth.
night buildings.
You mean the God who changed his mind and changed his
Checking White
divine
Knight
plan
first.
and wiped out the
I'm
world
not seeing
with
any
floods,
bodies
all
over here
because
to loot,
he realized
so.
he made a mistake making people in the first place.
Yeah, nah,
That
no raiders
divine
knocking
plan
about over here
from the
anyway.
God who also changed his mind several times regarding the people of Sodom as well. And then when God decided to murder Moses, he changed his mind and his divine plan again until Moses' wife chopped the tip off their son's penis, and that was apparently the recall factory defect of the human creation. According to the guy who allegedly invented hell to mercilessly torture people for all eternity not because they were bad people, nobody could ever be that bad, but even to torture good people too, merely because, for whatever reason, no matter how sound or rational, some people did not or could not believe in your God, not without sound evidence, which your God refuses to provide. So he has unconditional love, but only on the condition that you believe in him without question, reservation, or reason, and pay the clergy 10% of the take, because that's important. Oh, and give them all private access to the children, too.
No bodies at White Knight.
This is the God who set the trap in the garden and baited it and even put the snake in there to make sure it all worked. But somehow Mr. Omniscience didn't see that coming. So before he could forgive us,
yeah, nothing in the other guards either.
Proud of us for, he needed us to do something unforgivable first, like kill his son, but only for the weekend.
And over the helicopter
inside. Plans for me?
PRS ammo? No, fuck
no
you.
Thanks.
I don't need that shit.
I wouldn't let that incompetent plan a wedding reception.
Because he loves you.
No, the Bible describes God as a capricious, jealous, and vengeful narcissist who doesn't and can't love anyone but himself.
Stop!
Choose me. Just accept it. Nod your head. Agree when you're
Okay,
wrong.
let's see.
I've claimed the lives of so many. Today you believe in me a little. Tomorrow,
The bodies
you believe in your
check the server rocks.
a little
Probably
less.
fuck all in them because that one
No
hits
one
them.
wants you to just nod your head and believe. Well, creationists want you to do exactly that. But evolution is accurate information with practical application in the real world.
Probably some PMCs running about still, so be careful.
But you should never blindly believe anything and no being worthy of worship.
26 minutes left, like so that's enough time for PMC to still be kicking about.
Think. Don't just believe because everybody else does. Because if you look, really look at
You the main server rack room?
The helicopter now. I checked the server rack room, I couldn't see anything.
Eternal life.
Oh.
It's your choice.
I've made both.
Okay, we got someone in.
That was never a
I
creation.
can't remember the name of the building, but the one directly ahead of the helicopter.
On.
But the scav just looked at and started shooting and then backed off.
Done what you said.
White
I'm
pawn.
wiser for it now. Yeah, I was a Christian once.
So,
But I got
probably a
better.
player in there.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life
and death,
blessing
and cursing.
Therefore choose life, that both you and your descendants may
Oh.
live.
Taking a shot at.
Which means
Yeah, it's thing.
Tech building.
Yeah. Is that you running? Or is that him?
Nah, I'm
Nope.
not running now.
In front of the helicopter, he's gonna kill me.
Who, where, what? In front?
Yeah, he's in front of he's outside by the helicopter now, he just killed me. He got his hands on something suppressed, the fucker. Yeah, PMC. See him?
I hear him. No way. Fucking.
I must reject your death cult
Malfunction?
of Christian fundamentalism.
No, just fucking shot him right in the head and didn't do shit.
I hope.
124 damage.
Yeah,
You think.
the hit rate is so fucked at the minute.
That's Jane's catchphrase all through this whole series, which is both amusing and annoying because she's trying to convince people who are not going to believe her because we are already thinking. And we can see right through this grossly dishonest charade.
Alright,
She's only
well,
appealing to
I
those
gotta
who
go
are
to
not
customs.
thinking and don't want to.
Oh, I gotta kill scabs in the AK, so.
But they also want to pretend as if their position is justified, as if it was the reasoned choice.
It was Shoreline later, because I do not like doing Shoreline, but I will have to go back to it later.
They believe what they're saying. They've been so grossly misinformed. This is one of the reasons my channel exists. Because when I watch them, I get so mad.
Why you need to do
These
Shoreline?
have been
Or
poisoned by
Customs?
Weaponized stupidity, bigotry, and deliberate dishonesty.
Let's see
It's
here.
how
I
every
got
creationist
Chemical Part
apologist
1,
defends God's alleged
Pharmacist,
truth.
Shaking Up Teller.
Chemical Part 1? What the fuck's Chemical Part 1? I didn't realize that was that Shore Customs.
Obtain information about the deputy chief's past. That's,
Oh,
that's
okay,
the,
yeah.
train, that rail car. Grab
Yeah.
it. And then Pharmacist and Shaking Up Teller are in dorms.
Oh, come on. Okay. Customs 02. No, I don't want to insure the helmet. I want to insure the. That's already insured. Okay.
Right, we're doing nighttime customs.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a second.
We're after. It's just have to kill scabs and nighttime's easier to do it because, well, less people, or less at the very least, less people looking for an outright fight, especially at this point in the wipe.
Yeah, let me just give me a second. Get a gun with a flashlight.
One of the more frequent questions I get from newer players and sometimes even older players is how to get through the early phases of a wipe or a play cycle without having your stash feel like it's going to be an exploding pinata. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a veteran player or a brand new player, stash management is always an issue until you can get into your 30s and 40s and get some weapon cases and other cases, and you get through some of your tasks and get a bunch of these items turned in. So I figured I'd do a quick video here, go over a couple of tips, things that I do every wipe that help me maximize the space that's available to me, but also limit how much stuff I have to throw out or sell or not have for barters and tasks and things like that. So we don't have to do anything crazy with this video. We can just work in the stash, and I can talk through a couple of points, things that I do, and things that I have to remind myself about, honestly, every day as I'm going through things and cleaning up after stream. So the number one thing that'll help you out is to not hang on to cheap stuff, especially things that take up lots of space, like magazines, meds, making sure your weapon parts, you're not hanging on to stuff that you can just buy easily later, or gear that is either useless, ruined, or you're not going to use ever again. So the first thing we'll start off, and I'll show you here, is I just collected a bunch of insurance, and I'm not going to be running an UMP45 anytime soon, and even if I was, these cost a couple thousand rubles to buy, right? Let's say, and this is on the high end, let's say it costs 3,000 rubles to buy this. Well, I've got 3,000 rubles eating up 2 slots times 6. That's a lot of space that's being eaten up right now. So what I suggest to people, and you could sell these to Peacekeeper if you wanted the dollars instead, but I'm just going to sell them to Mechanic to get out of the way. It's going to cost me maybe 5,000 rubles, but it's going to give me a bunch more space in here. Now, on the flip side of this is mags that you can't get a hold of. I can buy those mags, right? I can't buy 20-round SVD mags yet because I don't have proper, I think they're proper for either that or they're behind a new task. I'm not sure. Either way, I don't have them. I can't buy them. That's quite a bit of a difference there in mag prices, and that's right now. These are only going to get more expensive as people start to get to Punisher Part 6 and everybody's running SVDs. So I'm going to hang on to these. Now, if it gets really bad, I might sell like half of them and only use one in a gun, whatever, stuff like that. But the same thing applies for like the D60s and this SCAR 7.62 mag. I can't buy this from a trader, so it's not worth me selling right now. If I get tied up, it'll be one of the first things to go.
Yes, your money.
Sorry, I'm getting.
So on meds, for example,
I had a phone call that I had to take real quick.
So the Adobolus is
I'm coming.
But I have extras of these because they're kind of broken at the start of the wipe and they were spawning in too much. But if I go look at my quest for Peacekeeper for samples, you can see here I've already turned in the Adobolus stim. And it's only taken me about a year to say that correctly, but we got it now. So just come in here and you sell these stims. I could sell those on the market and maybe get a little bit more money. For now, I'm just showing you how to quickly get rid of them. This applies for weapon parts too. Now, there's a bunch of caveats to these.
I am now.
But simply put, if you can buy weapon parts off the trader, it's usually not worth keeping in your inventory when you can just build them in the gun building screen. Now, sometimes flashlights, grips, things you're going to use a lot, sure. And if you're not tied up on space, whatever. But I'm going to show you, for example, some of the things that I'll pick through to sell. So, like this mount here, this Trijicon, these flashlights, I'm just going to sell those because if I need them, I can buy them from the trader. And the same thing goes for like pistol grips, right? Like this AR-15 Colt A2 pistol grip. I don't even know I have that. Maybe it was on here or something. But it's a +5 ergo. It's not even that good versus, this HK one here that's a 15, that's a meta. I won't sell that because I can't buy it. But if I get rid of all these things, there's a bunch more space. And essentially you're just taking space in your inventory and turning it into rubles because that takes up less space. Now, second to this, why I have all these grips in here is you can take the grips off your guns. And I'll show you specifically with we'll go look at the MK18 here. Let me get enough space so I can put it. If you take a grip, and hopefully I have one, yep, here we go. You can see this thing takes up 12 spaces. If I take it off with the pistol grip, it goes to 7 spaces. Now, when you do this with a bunch of guns in your inventory, it saves you a ton of space. It's also folding the stocks, having them unfolded versus folded. All that little stuff starts to add up and give you more and more space. Now, some of them, it sucks you can't take pistol grips off of. Like the UMP, right? You can't make this into a 1-stack And there's some others out there I can't think of off the top of my head right now, but in order to do this, you have to have the mag and the pistol grip pulled off. And then I just sort inventory it's there. And then when you want to put the gun back together, you just come into the screen, you click on the modification thing, and you can put the pistol grip right on. And you're done, just like that. So one more thing to save you a little bit of space in your inventory. Now next up is using rigs. There's a couple approaches to this, and there's a couple things to remember with rigs. First off, probably the best one to use right now is called these azimuths, right? And there's a couple of different kinds, but they take up 12 spaces and they give you 20. It gives you up to 8 free slots on top of the inventory you already have.
How many more scavs you gotta kill?
I'll have to check and go in. Let's see, Punisher part. What? I am using the AK S7 for you. Why is this not counting? The hell? I'm confused. Why is this not counting towards the task?
You have just the U, or you have the UN, or whatever?
There's 2 types?
Yeah.
Ah,
there's a couple different types.
Sick. Damn it.
It has
the
to
wrong
be
type then.
just the U.
Yeah, then I've got the wrong fucking type. Damn it.
Which one do you have?
UN.
Yep, can't use it.
Balls. How many scabs? Do you need scabs as well, eh?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I need a shit ton. I need 25.
Ah, for the Polikimbo or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah. Gotta go right.
I know, I'm just keeping wide just in case there's someone down the street. Because there's potentially another PMC spawn over here. Alright, I'm checking you a sec. That looks good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I've got myself an MPX drum. Not that I fucking use the MPX, but... I got up to green room. Can I kill that? Like, god damn it. Partly bulletproof lights are a thing.
I'm at computer, man.
Okay. Keep an eye for oh, what the fuck is it I need? No, car repair, spark plugs and car batteries.
Alright.
Any particular items you're after?
What's that?
Any particular items you're after?
I don't even remember.
Did you get the analyzers yet?
That shot sounded real close to me.
There might have been a spawn over this side, so there could be someone in around us.
Yeah, because I thought it was so close. I heard the fucking brass drop. I'm coming into USEC. Fuck that shit.
I'm in USEC, so he could be in the other
Yeah.
end. I'm in green, so he could be over
Okay.
in the other side.
I'm under green. But yeah, no, I got the gas analyzers.
Good.
Remember the guy yesterday?
Oh yeah. Here, I've had like a sieve. Fuck off. Do you need motors for anything at the minute?
I don't think so. Let's see, I need pistol kills. I've been in dehydration for 5 minutes. Yeah, no. I'm not looking for anything in particular.
No, there's like loads of upgrades that need a shitload of motors. I really should start having like a spreadsheet beside me so I know what the fuck I need. Alright, come down.
Alright.
Okay. Let's take a look at checkpoints, see if we can find some scabby scabs to kill. Sniper scabs up. Pop 'em.
Didn't kill him. Going for him.
Okay. I'll open the checkpoint in the front whilst you're killing that prick. He's in the building. I'll distract him.
Alright. Alright, he's dead.
Nice. Unlocking checkpoint. I don't know if they react to sound, but I know I've seen something said that they're meant to react to sound now. Fuck knows whether they do or not, but...
SVDS with PS ammo.
Nice.
With a freaking
Valde?
Valde, yeah.
Nice. Gun will be half dead, the Valde is good. Okay, I got some 40mm grenades down here if you want them for crafting or whatever. I don't really use them, so...
Alright, yeah, I'll be down for him.
Is that you to my left?
Служивая, это
Scav?
наша точка.
Left, going towards the... His legs are fucked, there you go. Oh, kill him, dude. No, if you got it right, got him, but...
Goddamn 9mm gun.
The fuck are you using a 9mm gun? The fuck didn't you bring something with some heft, you tit?
'Cause this was readily available with a fucking flashlight and a scope on it already.
Who the fuck put the scope on that piece of shit? Oh. By the pylon. Careful, Cunt has a torch on him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I seen him a second ago. He's definitely in there. Unto yourself, fucker. Where the fuck did he go?
He ran away.
Towards the gas? No, there he is. He's moving.
Yeah, just
He's weakened. Kill him.
which way is he moving?
Towards gas. He's like
Oh fuck.
near that ditch. He may be a ditch now.
Alright.
You hear him?
Okay, just yeah, hold on a sec. I gotta grab these nades because I didn't get them. Is that you moving?
Yeah. Okay. Checking this guy real quick. Might as well for the XP. Okay, yeah, see him on top of the hill. Yeah, I think he's just backing off the gas. We can kill him with gas.
Alright, that's fine.
This guy has 20,000 rubles on him for you if you want it. Fuck the AKR, but it has a sight on it if you want to knob the sight. He is shite ammo though. Fucking enemy at 5.5, which is essentially the same as tickling the enemy at this point. Even though he hot at the minute. Tell me where the cunt. And gas, is he?
I think one's just shooting off. I saw that one.
What's
lost him. He's on the right side.
Alright, one second, I'm gonna flash the cunt. They'll get them move and you can get a shot at him. Alright, flash going into the right. He's to the left, I heard him. He's in like the corner. Do you know where like they tuck in sometimes? I just heard him. Where was he? Yeah, where you're looking now. I'll try to beat him out a bit here. Come on, fucker, where are you? I definitely heard you, asshole. Where are you? Maybe he's inside? I might be inside, I'm hearing him though.
Is that you to the left behind the tanker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's internal, dude. You're gonna have to come down and push him. Because they can't hear him, they can't see him, so. Alright, drop them, grab the razors. He may have just came out, I heard him again.
Hey, he's sitting back here.
You good? Into the
There's
left.
another one. Oh, reloading.
Okay. To the right, coming around. To the right, coming around, I think. Yep.
Jeez.
Right, just so we want internal.
That's why. He's not fucking.
They all seem to have like class 4 and shit now.
Yeah.
I like it. I like because it encourages going for the head, which you know makes sense. When you're going against scabs, it makes sense that they'd be the thing that would test your accuracy. Right,
Yeah.
Where's this final cunt? Right, in here safe. He must be at the front somewhere. You did hear another one, didn't you?
I'm not even sure.
Don't know. That guy's a gas mask if you want it. I know you like wearing them, so.
Good.
So I already hit some of these, so be careful. Yeah, be careful, dude. Someone opened the first cash register.
Yeah, I know.
I have the key for that. I can open it now. Noise. Second. Back off, come on, stop being so fucking bugger. Come on. There you go. Just took a shit fit and I tried to open the fucking menu by accident. Cat statue here if you want it, and some euros.
I'm good. It's all yours.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't have any room for it, and I can't remember what. But do you want? Shit, no, I can't. I can't remember the goddamn barters. So I can't. Fuck it. Yeah, that's almost true. Okay.
Alright, to dorms.
Checking the ambulance.
Yep, clear. I hear running.
Where? Come
Front of
towards
gas.
us.
Yeah.
Front of gas or like behind
Front
us?
of, front of gas. Towards rail.
Okay, okay, in the grass.
Yeah. Hear him along the right hand side.
Up against the wall then. I can see a little section of the wall. I'll see if anyone comes past.
He's straight ahead somewhere.
Do you want me to need it? Get him to move?
No. I think he's on the other side of the wall.
He's needing, careful. I'm going wide left to try to beat him out. Drop my backpack real quick. You good?
I'm good. He's behind the tanker now.
The fuel tank?
Yeah, somewhere over that way.
Right, hold position. I'm gonna need it and go far left on him. I'm dead.
He need you?
Yep. I don't even know how the fuck he knew I was there. That's bullshit, man. There is no way in hell he got known I was there.
Alright, comms.
Fucking bullshit.
I know guys out there that have like 10 of these in their inventory in the bottom, and that's what they keep everything in. Now I have quite a few, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these or so stuffed in different places. So that's what I'm using, but I also use these AVS rigs. So these AVS rigs kind of tend to get shot up, right? This one's not, this one's in good shape. But as I was using these and they were getting ruined, instead of me selling them and getting the 30 or 40,000 rubles or whatever it is, they make fantastic space because like the Azimuth, they take up 12 slots, but they give you 23. Plus they have two 2x2s in here, which is great for storing things like PSUs, helmets, fuel containers, some of the other big items you need for tasks in the future. And on top of that, on rigs, the choices you have, things like Black Rocks, right? I keep 2 Black Rocks. These are found in raid because I need these for a task eventually. So I can hang on to them, get more space out of my inventory, not as much as some of the others, but then when that task comes up, I'm not hunting for these items. And the same thing with the TV-106. You need 2 of these for one of the So It Good tasks. That's what these are for, right? And so I'm hanging on to those, and I'll use those. If I find another one and get it out of raid, I'll bring it. Even though this one only gives me 10 slots for 9, it's not the best. It's when I go to use it for task, I had it, I don't have to turn around for it. And that applies for backpacks, right? So the Pilgrim, you need the Pilgrim for another So It Good task. So what I usually use my Pilgrim for is to store my streamer items. Now, if you don't want streamer items, I don't blame you. Kappa is way hard to get, but I like hanging on to them, and that's where I usually put my streamer items is here. And right now I've got some extra stuff up in here, and as I fill this up, I'll move stuff out, and this will just be streamer items, and that's what I'll keep in my purple backpack. But like for this tri-zip, for example, right, it doesn't give me any extra space. See, like it's the same space inside and out, but it allows me to move all these things together in a bigger group and not have to, it's less management whenever I hit that sort button. And the beta I didn't want to sell, and it does give you actually a little bit of free space, but more importantly, again, I can move these rigs around. And here's 2 more AVSs, and you can see I've got stuff in here, all sorts of stuff that we'll talk about in a sec, but the rigs help you, they're like mini cases, think of them like that, and they're cheap. You can get an Azimuth for like 20 to 30K, and then sell them back to the trader for 21.2 or 21, I can't remember exactly. We'll just go look here at it. It doesn't take me 2 seconds to show you guys. We buy this Azimuth for 26,000. If the traders get through it, and then I can sell it back eventually for 22, right? So I lost 5,000, but it gives me all that extra space, and makes life a lot easier when it comes to holding on to stuff. Now, on top of this, the better version of it is real cases. As you get through some of your tasks, you know, like my med case here I got from a task. Holodink I bartered for because I had gotten enough stuff out of raid for it. The ammo case I bartered for way early when green gunpowders, and I'd gotten a couple thermites out of raid, non-found in raid. They were really easy to barter for, and they give you tons of space. You can see how much all this ammo up here would take up. Like,
You find him yet?
if I didn't have
He's running around.
some ammo that I want to use, or I know I'm going to use later.
I died.
I lost him right now.
As soon as I had about
Do you know where I died?
1.6 million, I bought this just because of the quality
Somewhere
of
along the pipe.
Yeah, so roadside of the bend. See, as soon as the pipe bends up.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much there.
You have like 6, 7, maybe 10 items, and then sell them like that versus trying to sell them one at a time on that 2-slot deal. Now, one little trick I'm going to show you guys. It's a little bit cheaper version of a med case. It works kind of the same. It takes up a little bit more space. It doesn't quite give you as much space, but it works pretty good. And it's
I know you definitely went and checked your body from the backside of gas.
So it's a little bit higher to get up there. And if you can get one of these out of raid from killing Sanitar's goons,
No, I haven't heard him since then.
I think these things are going for like.
Well, if he hasn't went to loot me at some point, he'll go to loot me.
Later in the wipe, they'll be like 60 to 80k, which then it's better to buy one of these. But this
Yeah,
is a med case.
Were you on the road?
So I was.
You could use a 1 out of 12 serve.
Yeah, just about. Do you know them tires are stacked?
Yeah.
If you were to hop over the pipe right beside them tires, you'll see my ass lying there.
And it gives you
All right.
slots. It's 48 slots.
And then my backpack is in the ditch up against the wall underneath the pipe.
Now it's a little bit bigger. I know that.
The ditch my backpack gave myself more movement. I don't understand how that continuity was there at all. I think you just got lucky, to be fair, but
Alright, he just shot me.
Grenade cases, you can craft mag boxes, and you can craft lucky scav junk boxes. You can craft all 3 of them. I think I've got a grenade case
In the head.
2 empty medals, and I'll probably
how the fuck is he seeing us?
A ammo case, a mag case.
So you got a thermal?
Empty blue cans, and that's what I do.
No way someone has a thermal at this fucking point in their wipe.
Runs out, we'll see here.
And he should have killed us well before then if he had a thermal.
So those are the things. Those are the different ways besides the barters and tasks.
That seems
get cases. Now, the next
slightly dodgy to my mind, but
sell versus items you should keep. Right now, there's rare items that
because you were hidden in the bush, weren't you?
Because
No.
Oh, okay.
that they know when you need something. And we've all experienced that you're hunting
Fair enough.
specific items. You pick up 10. The last 3 days you've picked up 10 of, and now
I still don't know how you need a fucking nade there. The cunt. He probably just got lucky with it though, because he had I think he threw about 2 or 3 nades. So
I've got my propane tanks here. When I was saving thumb drives,
I think he's just he was hoping that we were about a certain spot.
Some of the stuff that I have down here is items that I know I'm going to need for tasks eventually, specifically the Sew It Good tasks and Spa Tour tasks. Those can be a bear to find at times, depending on the
Whatever he hit me with, hit me in the head, didn't kill me, and didn't fucking take any damage to my helmet.
Are you still alive?
Yeah. I healed my head.
You must be using something 9x19 or something.
But
he shot me from up on rail.
Got him.
Or they're hard to get, and I don't want to keep up space. I'll throw them down here in these different places to buy me that little bit extra space in my stash, and not have to worry about them later. Now, the other side of this is easy to find stuff, easy to craft stuff. So I bought these. I made a mistake, and I bought a bunch of stuff for generator to upgrade generator level 3. Right? I bought all my items, and then I remembered I have to have mechanic to level 3. So now I have a bunch of junk for the generator that I can't put anywhere, that I spent a bunch of money on. So now I've just got to sit on it till I get leveled up enough. So a lot of that stuff stashed in here.
I don't have much time left.
Computer components.
That means either is he.
A lot of raids. You shouldn't hang on to those. Just sell them, get them out of your inventory, save space.
Yeah, but I wanted to get my task done.
It brings you is worth every little bit that is that you get out of doing that. Now, like we were talking with streamer items,
I just lag it. I just ditch and lag it, man.
Want to turn them in, or you just like having them, fine, keep them. But if
you've got no time, just do a back loop the whole way around and
sell them right away, especially
go wide.
Sell that to Jaeger for like 60k. They're great little bonuses of money, and they take up a bunch of stash space if you're not planning on going for Kappa. And then lastly is like rare gunsmith items. I should do a video on this, but more specifically, there's items that I hang on to and I find them very specifically because I know I need them for gunsmith and they're hard to find. And as I find them in white,
I gotta nip up to the hospital, so I'll be back in a bit.
I remember it's one of these Magpul HGs.
Oh.
The drab or the forest green. You need one of these for one of the gunsmiths.
Good hunting, fellas.
Which I'll go look and save it, but you also need like a shift grip, right? So I have that thrown down in here on the B11, which